What if that 3-hour tour hid more secrets than anyone imagined? When Gilligan's Island debuted in 1964, no one expected this silly shipwreck comedy to become a pop culture legend, or that its behind-the-scenes stories were even crazier than the show itself. From strange casting choices to wild on-set mishaps, we're diving deep into 20 weird facts most fans never figured out about Gilligan's Island. Fact 1. The role Jerry Van Dyke rejected. In 1964, Jerry Van Dyke turned down the role of Gilligan, hoping to follow his brother Dick Van Dyke and lead his own show instead. He later starred in My Mother the Car, a series he famously called the worst script I'd ever read. Van Dyke joked, "I thought Gilligan's Island was bad, but my show was guaranteed to last forever. I've had longer showers." Fans now agree it was fate. The role went to Bob Denver, who made Gilligan a TV icon. And fun fact, before All in the Family, Carol O'Connor even auditioned to be the skipper. Fact 2. The Wild West version that flopped. After Gilligan's Island and the Brady Bunch, creator Sherwood Schwartz tried to strike gold again with Dusty's Trail in 1974, a Western twist on the stranded castaway formula. The show starred Bob Denver and F Troop's Forrest Tucker, leading a wagon train of familiar character types, a rich couple, a genius, a farm girl, and a bombshell. But lightning didn't strike twice. The series lasted just one season before being canceled and quickly forgotten. Fact 3. The oldest cast member. Natalie Schafer, who played the elegant Mrs. Howell, was the oldest cast member on Gilligan's Island, though no one knew it at the time. She kept her age a mystery, and only after her death was it revealed she'd been born in 1900, making her in her 60s during filming, and 13 years older than Jim Backus, her on-screen husband. Even late in life, her charm never faded. When the phone company delayed fixing her line, she reportedly said, "Do you know who I am? I played Mrs. Howell on Gilligan's Island." A repairman showed up within 30 minutes, and she happily signed autographs for the entire crew. Fact 4. The pilot. The Gilligan's Island pilot was filmed in Hawaii, which Natalie Schafer, Mrs. Howell, joined mainly for what she thought would be a paid vacation, assuming the show wouldn't be picked up. Tina Louise, Ginger, also had doubts, believing she'd been promised a bigger role, while Bob Denver hesitated to play another quirky character after Dobie Gillis. Still, his love for physical comedy and his instant chemistry with Alan Hale Jr. sealed the deal. The rest, as they say, is sitcom history. Fact 5. The Roseanne Reunion. In 1995, the Gilligan's Island cast reunited for a special Roseanne episode filmed on their original soundstage. Titled Sherwood Schwartz, A Loving Tribute, the episode honored the show's creator and featured the cast playing Roseanne characters: Tina Louise as Roseanne, Dawn Wells as Darlene, Russell Johnson as Becky's husband, and Bob Denver as Jackie. For Tina Louise, who had long distanced herself from Ginger, it was a rare and nostalgic return to the island's legacy. Fact 6. The Lagoon. What looked like a tropical paradise on Gilligan's Island was actually hiding right in the middle of Los Angeles. After the show was picked up, producers built a full-sized lagoon on a studio lot. But behind the palm trees and crystal waters was a swampy, shallow set full of problems. From dirty water to freeway noise, filming there was anything but relaxing. Here's the surprising truth about the Gilligan's Island Lagoon, and why it was far less glamorous than it looked on TV. Fact 7. Denver. Denver, Colorado was named after James William Denver, the great-great-grandfather of Bob Denver. James was once the territorial governor of Kansas, and his name later became tied to one of America's most famous cities. Fittingly, his descendant left a legacy of his own, not in politics, but as the lovable castaway we still call Gilligan. Fact 8. Dawn Wells. Dawn Wells, who played Mary Ann, was the only cast member to earn money from Gilligan's Island reruns. Her husband, talent agent Larry Rosen, spotted a clause limiting her residuals to 5 reruns and advised her to change it. Producers agreed, assuming the show wouldn't last. But when Gilligan's Island became a global hit, that small change made Wells the only castaway still getting paid. Fact 9. The theme song. In Season 1, the theme song left out the Professor and Mary Ann, calling them simply "and the rest." Bob Denver wasn't having it. He demanded a re-recording and even threatened to pull his own credit unless Russell Johnson and Dawn Wells were included. Thanks to him, the later version finally gave every castaway their due. Fact 10. Cartoons. During the 1970s and 80s, Gilligan's Island got the cartoon treatment. Twice. The second series, Gilligan's Planet, sent the castaways into space with all the original actors except Tina Louise, who declined to return. Dawn Wells voiced both Mary Ann and Ginger, and the show ran for just 13 episodes, one of the last Saturday morning cartoons to feature an old-school laugh track. Fact 11. Dusty's Trail. After the success of Gilligan's Island and The Brady Bunch, producer Sherwood Schwartz tried again in 1974 with Dusty's Trail, a Wild West version of the same idea. Starring Bob Denver and F Troop's Forrest Tucker, the show followed a group of wagon train travelers stranded on the frontier, complete with familiar character types like the rich couple, the school teacher, and the dance hall girl. But the magic didn't return. After one season, Dusty's Trail was canceled and quickly forgotten. A curious footnote in TV history, and proof that even Gilligan couldn't strike gold twice. Fact 12. The doubts behind Gilligan's Island. When Gilligan's Island began, not everyone believed it would last. Natalie Schaefer, Mrs. Howell, joined mainly because filming the pilot in Hawaii sounded like a paid vacation. She never expected it to become a classic. Tina Louise, Ginger, was misled into thinking she'd be the show's star, leading to years of frustration over her limited role. Even Bob Denver hesitated, worried about being typecast after Dobie Gillis. But his love of physical comedy and his instant chemistry with Alan Hale Jr. turned Gilligan's Island into TV gold. Fact 13. A rival show that sank. Before Gilligan's Island ever aired, CBS executive Jim Aubrey doubted the idea. He didn't believe viewers would watch the same 7 people stuck on an island every week. He suggested renaming it Gilligan's Travels, where the castaways would move from place to place. Creator Sherwood Schwartz refused and stuck with his vision. To prove him wrong, Aubrey launched a rival sitcom, The Baileys of Balboa, about a quirky boat crew in California. It premiered 2 nights before Gilligan's Island and sank within a year. Meanwhile, Gilligan's Island became the classic that outlasted them all. Fact 14. Natalie Schaefer's unexpected journey. When Natalie Schaefer agreed to play the elegant Mrs. Howell in the Gilligan's Island pilot, she only did it for the free trip to Hawaii, certain the show was too silly to succeed. So when CBS picked it up for a full season, she reportedly burst into tears, convinced it wouldn't last. But Schaefer soon embraced the role, blending wit and grace into one of TV's most beloved characters. What began as a paid vacation became the performance that defined her career. Fact 15. Gilligan and the Almost Pet Dinosaur. When CBS picked up Gilligan's Island, creator Sherwood Schwartz was thrilled, until producer Hunt Stromberg Jr. pitched a wild idea. Gilligan should find a talking pet dinosaur in the very first episode. Schwartz knew it would ruin the show's tone, but wisely avoided confrontation. Instead, he asked if animating a dinosaur each week might be too expensive, and the idea was quietly dropped. Thankfully, Schwartz's diplomacy kept Gilligan's Island focused on what really mattered, the hilarious chemistry between its 7 castaways. Fact 16. A somber detail. hidden in the Gilligan's Island opening credits. At first, the opening credits of Gilligan's Island look cheerful and carefree, but there's a subtle detail with deep meaning. About 22 seconds in, as the SS Minnow sails out of the harbor, an American flag can be seen flying at half-staff. It wasn't intentional symbolism. It was filmed on November 22, 1963, the very day President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. The flag was lowered in mourning, and that quiet tribute remains forever captured in the show's title sequence. If you were stranded on the island, which castaway would you team up with, and why? Fact 17. Alan Hale Jr.'s wild ride to Gilligan's Island. Alan Hale Jr. was born to play the skipper, but getting the part took real adventure. While filming a Western in Utah, he was denied permission to leave for his Gilligan's Island audition. So he took a horse, rode off set, ditched it by the road, and hitchhiked to Las Vegas to catch a flight to Los Angeles. He made it to the audition, landed the role, and the rest is TV history. Whether he ever made it back unnoticed is anyone's guess. But his gamble made him a legend. Fact 18. Tina Louise's reluctance to reprise her role as Ginger. Tina Louise, a classically trained actress from the Actors Studio, was the only cast member who refused to reprise her role as Ginger in later Gilligan's Island movies and cartoons. She feared being typecast, believing the glamorous role might limit her future opportunities. Still, she never disowned the show, proudly noting that prisoners once voted her Miss Cellmate. Nearly 2 decades later, she surprised fans by reuniting with her co-stars on Good Morning America in 1982. Fact 19. The mystery of Gilligan's full name. Of all the castaways, only Gilligan's full name remains a mystery. Every other character had theirs revealed, except him. Early drafts of Sherwood Schwartz's script listed the character as Willie Gilligan, but that detail never made it to screen. Even Bob Denver added to the mystery, claiming Gilligan was his first name. Whether it's Willie, first mate, or just plain Gilligan, one thing's certain. He'll always be the heart of the island. Fact 20. The show's sudden cancellation. Gilligan's Island was actually renewed for a 4th season, and the cast celebrated. Some even bought homes in Los Angeles expecting to return. But at the last minute, CBS canceled it to make room for Gunsmoke. The cast found out through the news, never getting a chance to say goodbye. The show ended on a cliffhanger, with the castaways still stranded, leaving fans forever wondering what really happened next. And that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and join us next time. Because even after all these years, Gilligan and the gang are still making the best of it.